Hi honeys, it's Michelle. In this video, I am going to recap last night's episode of 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. Now, before you watch this video, I do want to let you know there are spoilers about what happened last night. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, you might want to just come back and watch it after you've seen it. And I don't pay attention to the news as far as what might have happened to the people on the show after it was done filming, because I just want to talk about what's going on each episode and what I think about it, and talk to you about what you think about it. In the beginning of the episode, we find Devin and Jihoon separated. She is in Salt Lake City, Utah, back at her home, and he is still in South Korea. She has told him that until he gets a job, she's going to stay in the United States. And he has since told her, now that she's been at home for, I think she said a month, I can't remember, he's now got a job and she can come back. So it shows her packing, and she talks about getting, I thought this was so funny. She talks about, she holds up some boxes of condoms, and they're big boxes of condoms. And she says that she's getting extra snug condoms because that was how she got pregnant, was the other one that they had used in the past fell off. And I thought, whoa, what did she just say? TMI, TMI. So I was a little shocked at that jab. I don't know if she was mad at him when she said this, or if that's just really how she feels. I'm not sure, but I had to mention it because I was just kind of taken aback by that comment. Listening to Devin talk, it becomes very clear that she does not trust him, especially financially. She doesn't trust him to get a job, keep a job, support the family so that she can stay home with the baby. And that's what she's really looking for in a significant other. Well, if memory serves me correctly, he's lied to her quite a few times now about having a job. Well, about a lot of things, really. And one thing that Dr. Phil said years ago that's just stuck out in my head, and he's probably said it more than once, but was that the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. And I feel that if somebody lies to you a lot, they're just going to keep lying to you. And I don't know what any relationship has if it doesn't have trust. It is absolute hell on earth being in that kind of relationship. Just feeling like you never know when the bottom's going to fall out. You never know when they're going to come home and say, well, I quit my job today. And you're thinking, wait, what? You didn't even talk to me about this first. Or you never know when they're going to come home and say, well, I bought a stereo. It was $400. And you're thinking, we have $500 in the bank. What are you doing? We have bills to pay. That kind of thing. I've definitely experienced that in past relationships, and it is horrible. And so I'm so worried about what's going to happen with her. I mean, it's one thing when, you know, you move across the town you live in to be with somebody. You can always just move back to the other side of town so easily. But when you're talking about another state or another country, things get really dicey really fast. And you can tell that Jihoon just doesn't want to step up and support his family. And I wish he would just tell her that. And then she could decide what she wants to do. You can tell he's just not into any of this as far as stepping up and taking care of them. When she talks to him about the subject, I've noticed he doesn't look her in the eye. Suddenly he's looking down a lot and, you know, rolling his eyes. And you can tell that he's trying to avoid the subject. And what's with not telling her what he's getting paid at his new job? Is it just me? I always know what I'm going to get paid when I accept a job. Or, I mean, at least you know. Now, I don't know what it's like in South Korea, so there is that. But you at least know that you're going to get minimum wage. So he tells Devin that not only does he have one job, he has two jobs. He still has the other job that he was doing before. Now, granted, he has no idea what he's going to be making. So that'll make setting up a budget and figuring out what apartment to move into very difficult when you have no idea how much money you make. Is it just me? I don't think it is, but is it just me? So, Devin and the baby and her daughter Drusilla and her mom are all getting on a plane at the end of this episode from last night, and they are going to South Korea because he has two jobs. Does he, though? Does he? No, he does not. It turns out I knew he was lying. I knew it. I knew it. Urgh! He says in the preview for next week to his friend, he doesn't have any job. So we'll see what happens. Then we have Brittany and Jazan. And I have to be honest, I am petrified for Brittany. I am scared for her. I don't think she knows what she's walking into. I don't think, and I get it. We've all been there, right? Where you're just so in love with somebody. You're so in love with the idea of them. And, you know, this guy lives in this exotic place. Let's fly there. Let's move there. Let's run away together. Wouldn't it be romantic? Oh, it's just scary. You know, it's, I don't think she knows what she's getting into. There's a part in the episode last night where Jazan is talking to, I think it's his brother, and they're talking about how the family just doesn't accept Brittany. They haven't even met her yet, but they don't accept her. And part of why is she's not a relative. They want him to marry a relative. And then he mentions that his parents are related. And that's what they do in Jordan, is they marry relatives. What is and isn't acceptable in different parts of the world is very different. And I'm not here to judge what is or isn't done in Jordan. I know here in America, it's not legal to marry relatives. But there's things in Jordan that aren't legal that are legal here. For example, it's not legal for women to vote or drive. So it's a very different world as far as what is and what isn't legal. And I'm just really worried about her. I know, and her poor dad, they show her dad dropping her off at the airport, and you can tell he is just beside himself. And I am right there with him. He's not going to be able to just show up in 10 minutes to rescue her if something goes bad. On top of that, I don't know how Jazan is going to react to her being married. Does he even know that she was married before? More or less that the divorce isn't final? I don't think I remember hearing that he even knows about the marriage at all to someone else. And he might get really upset. And like I said, I'm seriously worried about her. Let me know what you think. Am I overreacting? Ariela and Vinyum. I don't know. I'm starting to get red flags here too, you guys. In last night's episode, they didn't show Vinyum at all, which once again, that's kind of a red flag for me. Why do they keep not showing him? They show everybody else and their home, their current surroundings. Why do they keep not showing him? What's going on? By the way, if you hear a weird sound, there's some kind of a serious windstorm outside. It's part of living in the desert. There's a lot of windstorms, so I do apologize for that. That's disconcerting in and of itself. Why are they not showing him in Ethiopia and his life and his getting ready for her to arrive and everything? But then they show Ariela sitting around talking to her family, and she tells them that they know nothing about each other's religions. What? What? How do you not have all of these discussions about whether or not you want to have kids? Of course, apparently that doesn't matter now that they have a kid on the way, but whether or not you want to have kids, what your dreams are of the future, what your beliefs are religiously, politically, so on and so forth. How do you not have any of these discussions before you marry someone or before you move across the world to be with them? Now, how long was it? Did she say how long it was between her getting a divorce from the guy that she was with for 10 years and Vinyum? Because I'm wondering if this isn't some kind of a rebound thing for her. And of course, then she found out she was pregnant, so now she kind of has to jump on that, right? But I'm just wondering, is that what's going on here? Is this some kind of a rebound situation? Now she seems to really have a thing for guys from overseas. And I've noticed a lot of people on this show seem to continually go for people who don't live in America. So maybe there's some kind of maybe some people are just attracted to things that are mysterious and not knowing, the people that live far away and, overseas and all that. But that's another one, though. I'm worried about her. I'm worried about her physical health. Giving birth in Ethiopia, it's going to be a little bit different, I think, than she thinks it is. I haven't heard a lot about the healthcare over there. I don't know if any of you know. I know I asked in the last video. I didn't get any responses, so I'm assuming you guys don't know either. But then she mentions that he's been married before, and his previous wife is, wait for it, American. And that when they split up, she moved back to America with their baby, and he hasn't seen his kid since. He hasn't seen his kid since. So you already know going in that if things don't work out, he's not going to be an active father in your child's life. I really can't imagine trying to be a parent without a dad that's active. I mean, being a single mom, fine, but being a single mom without a father in the child's life at all, it just sounds like a lot of extra stress that is already being added to this situation. So let me know what you think. Then they show Jenny and Sumit. And Sumit is talking to his brother, and he's talking about the age difference and how that's the real problem that his family has with Jenny is her age. Because his parents want him to support them when they get older, and she's older than his mother is. The thought is that if she's older than his mother is, she's going to need to be taken care of, and he's not going to have the time or the finances to take care of his parents. And that's the real problem that they have. Then Sumit tells his brother that I don't really care how they feel. They're the ones that put me in this arranged marriage, knowing that that's not what I wanted. So is that why his dad's paying for the divorce then, I guess? Because his dad forced him into getting married? Because he keeps talking about to his brother that you and our parents knew this wasn't what I wanted, and you all forced me into it. Then they show Jenny with her daughter and her daughter's wife, and Jenny just seems like, I don't know if she's seen footage of herself, but her body language and her voice, she seems so apprehensive when she says that she trusts him. It's like, I trust him? ? And I get it. There is no doubt in my mind that they love each other. But he can't stop lying. Now, maybe Jenny wants a tumultuous relationship. If that's the case, then this is going to work out fine. Because I think he's just going to keep lying to her. And I don't see it being a very healthy relationship. I'm not saying that they can't last, but I think that she's going to constantly be on edge and be upset with him about his lies. And he's just going to upset her over and over and over again. But maybe that's what she wants. Maybe she wants a tumultuous relationship. Because like I said, I'm not saying that it can't last. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be healthy. I like both of them. I wish them the best of luck. But I also have to say, as far as Jenny's concerned, I think we all know that it's probably not going to end the greatest for her. But you can't learn people's lessons for them. Although I wish I could sometimes. And to wrap it up, the last couple that they showed was Kenneth and Armando. They didn't show Armando last night, but they showed Kenneth. And Kenneth is talking to his family about the age difference. And they're pretty shocked, but they get over it. And then they're also talking about how they don't know how Armando's family will react to, one, him being with a man now, and two, the age difference. But I hope it works out because I love Kenneth and Armando. And that's really all that they showed last night. So I think this is gearing up to be a really exciting season. Let me know what you thought of last night's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Oh, apparently I'm supposed to tell you to like and subscribe. So be sure to go ahead and hit those buttons down below, pretty please. All right. I love you. Bye.